Hey guys, glad to see you here. Thank you so much. Make sure that you comment and let me know who's watching, and you will be entered into a drawing to win one of the cards today. I really appreciate you coming. So today, let me just show you what we're going to be making. You will not be having the cat hair in there. But isn't this pretty? And when I open it, it opens up and the hummingbird swings up and you can see what's inside. It's pretty cool. Not sure what you call it, but I'm excited to show you because it is very simple. So just come on in, make a comment. Thank you, Susan. I'm so glad you could make it. I love this hummingbird. You can get him for free. Let me show you the stamp set. It is a touch of ink. It's from Sale-a-Bration. So you just need to spend, for this set, you need to spend $100 to get it because it's a two-step stamp. And it is absolutely gorgeous. And then the stamp we're going to be using today, hey Kathy, oh, you're going to love this then. So this is Hydrangea Heaven, or Haven. I always want to call it Heaven, but it's Haven. So that is what we're going to be using. And I hope you like it. So right now, we're going to go ahead and start because I think that whoever's here is going to be joining, and you guys can catch up if you miss the beginning. You can go back. All right. So we're going to come in with a piece of Misty Moonlight, 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to go ahead and score that in half at 4 1/4. Okay, I'm not putting this anywhere because we're going to need it in a minute. So you go ahead, and after I score it, I always want to make sure my edges are right. And then I would come in with my bone folder and make sure I have a very good edge. But I'm just going to use my hands for today. A bone folder would work much better. Okay, so then we are going to come in with a Rococo Rose, which is 5 by 8. So not quite what you would normally have, like, normally we would. So we're going to score this at 2, 4, and 6. Now you don't have to go up and down. I do it so I don't accidentally use my cutter instead. That's my safe part. All right, so we're done with my cutter for now and score. And I'm going to come in with one of the stamps from the Hydrangea Haven. It is this one right here. I wanted it to be something to fill in the inside because when I first made it, it just looked boring with it all being blank. So, and we are going to use the same ink color as this. So it's Rococo Rose. And I'm going to stamp off as I do this. Just because I want it to be subtle, but I want it to not be so subtle you can't see it. And you really don't have to do this top one. I just do it because it reminds me to do the whole thing. Sounds like I need a lot of reminding today. Okay, close this up. Oh, well, I'm just going to leave that open for a minute because we're going to come in with Memento and do our sentiment at the bottom. which is thinking of you. And this comes from the A Touch of Ink. So this is one of the ones that come in the free. Okay, so I'm just going to put this right here in Memento. And then because I'm so worried about it looking plain, I am going to come in with my sponge and sponge the edges with the Rococo Rose, because I think that when you do shade on shade, it just really looks so pretty. So if you don't hear the flapping noise, you're doing it wrong, in my opinion. As everyone in my classes know, not do it the wrong way in my class. You could do it however you want any other time. I'm just a snob when it comes to sponging. So be sure you guys leave a comment if you want to be in on the free card. So that way you would be able to get it. Because I see 10 of you are here, and I've only heard from 2 of you so far. All right, so we're going to go ahead and fold this way, like down. Fold this one down, and then fold this one up. Oh, there we go. Ah. All right, so when you're done, it looks like this. And I got this idea from, I think her name is Carol Garrison. And she did this card with a circle on the front. And so I changed it up because I didn't want to be just like her. All right, now for the inside or the front, we're going to go ahead and put on our DSP that's from the Hydrangea Hill set. And let me show you some of that paper because it is stunning. It is so pretty. I just love it. So my pillow gift uses this today. Thought that was so pretty. But I just think this is such beautiful, beautiful paper. So you can get that. Now, when I bought this, I bought the whole suite because I liked everything on it. So I'm going to go ahead and, of course, I forgot my glue. But it's super handy. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Now, if you were doing this at home, you'd let this rest for a little bit before you cut it, die cut it, but I am not going to be die cutting this one. I'm just going to show you how to do it. So this one will have a chance to dry. Okay. So what you're going to do is come in. Oh, let me show you something. This is a tray from the Autoport store. All my dies are in here that I'm using for this. And it totally, if you even go like this, they don't fall out. A bunch of my little things came out though. So just in case, like if you're ever having it near where you don't want it to like lose any pieces, put it all in there and then you'll have it. So I'm using the stitch shaped dies. And you are going to go ahead and center it onto here. Open it up because you don't want to go through all the layers and run it through your machine to get this to die cut out. So then you have this. So this is what you want. And then you're going to come in with this. And this is where I had troubles yesterday. So I want to make sure that I do it the right way today. So I'm going to look at my card and make sure. So this is going to go like this. And we're going to put it, so I want to make sure. Okay, yeah, this will make it easier to see. This piece is going to go flat right up to this edge. And you only want to put glue on the edge, like this bottom edge, up here and maybe a tiny bit into here because we don't want to go over where we cut out because then you'll have sticky everywhere. So, hey Gail. Oh, this is that bowl, Susan. You just get it. They use it for like when you're under a car and you put all your nuts and bolts in there, and that way you don't lose it. It's just a magnetic bowl. Gail got me mine, and I love it. So, but I'm at any Autoport store. All right. So, and then I'm just going to go in a tiny bit here, just a tiny. All right. Did I do that right? I think I did. Okay. Did I? I think I put it on the wrong side. Did I? Hold on. I'm looking to make sure. Hopefully I did it right. I'm going to see. I think I did it opposite. I think this part was supposed to, and I'm right. Okay. So this part is supposed to be down. This part right here is supposed to go down. So we're going to just put that down, and then I'm going to wipe that off. And then we'll keep going, but you will know not to do it that way. This is what we had a problem with yesterday, is that I ended up putting it on upside down. Okay. Let me get a little bit of an embossing buddy for right now. Get rid of that. All right, because you're not even going to see it when you go to do this. So you're going to go ahead and close this. And let me get my tape because that would be much easier to do. And I'm using the Stamp and Seal Plus, which I should have used on there, and I'm just going to put it on the edges here. It wouldn't be a live video if you didn't make a mistake, right? All right, so then you just close the top over top of it. So then you have it like this. All right, so now when you close it, you have this, and it stays, you know, it kind of is like a step. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay this back inside just so you get it going the right way, making sure. And then you're going to come in with your tape and just put it on the bottom half where you see the score line. Don't put it above the score line. And you're just going to go across. And you want it to be pretty good. So I'm just going to go across it a couple times. Then you're going to do this on top. And then make sure you have it down. Okay. And then you have it where it works. See? Isn't that easy? I know I made it look hard with my mistake, but it wasn't. So what I did was for down here, because I thought it looked a little boring, is that I cut out from that DSP this that's already done. So I'm going to go ahead and put that there. And I'm going to put dimensionals. Because like I told you guys last week, is I normally pop everything up. And when I didn't last week, it was a shock to all. This just makes it look finished on the bottom, which I love that flower. All right, so now all we have to do is put our hummingbird. So I'm going to bring in a piece of white, my hummingbird, and memento. Here. Hey, Linda, thank you. Hopefully you can see okay. I know that you're not in the greatest place for internet. Sorry, I was pushing. All right, so I have it in Memento. Then I'm going to use just two of the colors for blends, Rose and Misty Moonlight, because that's what matches our card. So to begin with, Misty Moonlight, and I'm just going to do the outside edges. I'm not using this a lot because it's really dark. So if you can't stay the whole time, make sure you come back to see whether or not you've won a prize, you've won the card, because that would be a shame for you to win it and then you not know, and then you're not going to get it. So this is usually over around, well, by 5, I think, is what I usually try to get it done at. All right, so there's the dark. Then I'm going to come in with the dark Rococo because I want to make sure that I don't go over anything. Like this is kind of going to keep me where I need to be. And then everything else is going to be able to stay in the lines. I just want to make sure I don't forget to leave room for that. Okay, so now here's the light and the light Misty Moonlight, and you can see the difference. I love my blends to pieces. Normally I wouldn't do this all online in front of you, but it's not that hard. Okay, then I'm going to come in with the light now of the Rococo now that I've put it all together and cover that up. Hummingbirds are supposed to be really pretty. All right, so I got that. Now I'm going to put some Wink of Stella on it because they are so iridescent in real life, that you need to have them shimmer. So let me tell you a little bit. Hummingbirds are very special in my family because my dad loved them, and he would put up his hummingbird feeders and he'd just stand out there for hours. And he'd put his finger right in front of the feeder, and they would land on his finger and get a drink. I saw that in real life, so it was very, very fun. All right, so now you're going to fussy cut that out. But since I've already done that, I have that here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put dimensionals on the back. All right. And we're going to just put him on here. Now, what you have to know is that he has to stay within these 3 lines right here. You may go over this part because that's not impeded by the opening, but you want to make sure that he is within the confines of the other parts. So let's see. And you can trim his beak down if you need to, but that turned out pretty good. All right, so we have that. Isn't that cute? All right, so then all we have to do is add some rhinestones. And they are right here. And because I want this to match what we're doing, I'm going to use the dark Rococo or the dark Misty Moonlight. I'm going to do 2 of those for the sky. Whoop, I'm going to use the brush because it won't knock it off. And then I'm going to use 5 of the Rococo Rose because I want them to highlight the flower. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at that. Sorry. I get excited about these little things. Oh, good. I thought I lost you for a second. Scared me. Now I need my tool, which I don't see. Normally I have it right here. I must have moved it. So I'm going to use my scissors for now. So we're going to just go ahead and pick it up with my scissors. One in the sky. And one on the other side. And then I'm going to put these right in the middle of this flower in a pattern. Somewhat of a pattern. So now, isn't that pretty when you see the light on those rhinestones? Oh, gorgeous. All right, so that's it for that card. It wasn't too hard, and I hope you like that. All right, so the next card is, look how pretty this is. Move some stuff out of the way. All right, so this one also uses, thank you. This one also uses the Hydrangea Hill or Haven, sorry, and on the inside. So let's get started on this one because there is a little bit that you have to do with the flower. So first off, we're going to bring in my white paper again. And I'm going to stamp my hydrangea in Memento. This is also a 2-step stamp, which I love. Okay. And while we're at it, let's do the With Love that we're going to cut out later. And is there anything else? No. Okay. So now I'm going to turn this way, and we're going to fill it in with the second of the 2-step stamps. And you have one here. It looks like watercolor. It's just one. You could use markers and color it all up, but since we're doing something with the top after this, you don't need to. So you just put that on. This is the Highland Heather. And then we're going to use Granny Apple Green for the leaves. Right here. And we don't have to fussy cut this one. It has a die. And hopefully, because I can't see right on top, that I have this right. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so then you're going to bring in your die. And you're going to put this on here and cut it out. And we're going to use, because we use the shaped, the stitch shapes for the first card, I wanted to use the stitch shapes for this one too. We're going to use the oval, and we're going to cut out Love with and leave it blank on this side. Okay, so I have the flower right here. Okay, so then you are going to come in, and that the dies that come in this set have these flowers, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 flowers. And I used the same die or the same paper I used for the front of the card, and then I just cut them, and I cut a bunch of them. And then I put them all on my glue dots, just like this. And I'm going to fill up the inside. And I want my edges to kind of pop up a little bit because I want it to be a little bit 3-dimensional. So as I put them on, I'm going to make sure that the edges are somewhat sticking up. And you could do that more before you put them on the way I did it, because once you put them on, it makes it much harder. So you're just going to put these around. And it does help to have this all set up beforehand. Okay, and so you get the normally you would fill up the whole thing, and then you would come in with your gorgeous grape. And this is why I wanted it to be a little bit popped up. You're going to come in and just kind of tap it with the gorgeous grape to pick up your edges that you did with your little flowers. And then you're going to go around the edges of your big flowers. So if you have any spots that didn't get hit with your stamp, it's all good. And it just, to me, sets this off much more. And then you're going to have, let me put this aside, this. So you have it all filled in with all the flowers. And then you're going to use your wink of Stella to go over it, because it is a flower that needs to have some bling. And I love Wink of Stella. It just adds that perfect little touch. Okay, so isn't that pretty? All right, so I'm going to put that aside for now. Let me close my ink pad before I make a mistake. We will come back to it. So you're going to start with your card with, I already cut out my with love from the stitch dies. You're going to have a piece of 2 by 5 1/4 of this DSP. 2 pieces, because I like to do my insides just like my fronts, of the basic white, which is 5 1/4 by 4 times 2. And then I wanted my card to open up a little differently this time, so I'm doing the 4 1/4 by 11. So I need to score it at 5 1/2 to make sure that I can fold it. Okay, so I'm using a white for my base, because then it makes it much easier to line this up. And also I'm putting ribbon on, so you need to have something to be able to wrap it around. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back. And line it up to the edge. And the best way that I have found to do this is to lay it down so it's at least you got one edge done, and then lay it slowly across so that it has that. So now we have it. Isn't that paper pretty? All right, so then we're going to come in with this gorgeous, I didn't mean to make a play on words, but gorgeous grape sheer ribbon. And we're going to go ahead and trim that, because what I do is trim it like that. And because I don't want the DSP to show underneath, I'm going to put it above it. So I'm just going to lay it on its back and put a little bit of adhesive on the back to catch my ribbon. And I don't think I got that in the right spot. Huh. Got a little bit of ink on my hands. All right. So I fold it over one side so that it would be in place, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. So now I'll bring in my card, because now this is sticky on the back, and I'm going to go back over my ribbon, just going this way to hold it in place, and then go around the edges. Okay. This is going to go on just like this, and normally you would make sure that everything is perfect before you finish, but I think it's pretty good right now. And then I'm going to trim and tuck this in right here. And it on this side and make a little knot. Isn't that cute? So now, to make sure that I have it to where this isn't going to keep pulling up, I'm going to put a dot underneath. And I'm going to make it roll up on itself, which is kind of what I did for the flowers, is I rolled it up so that it wouldn't be so, it would stay, it wouldn't show on the back of the flowers. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and, where is my flower? Right here. And put dimensionals on the back of that. Told you I like dimensionals. See, this is a pretty simple card too, which I love. But it still has a little bit of extra something because, you know, I like it to be a little bit over the top. Okay. And then I'm just going to have this go right here. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Then we're going to bring in my With Love and my flowers that I left a couple. Oh, here they are. I left one for this. And then we're going to put a bunch of dimensionals on the flowers. Not dimensionals, rhinestones, rhinestones. Because it has to be really pretty. Let that one stick to my paper. And I'm putting not on all the flowers, but just 5 of them. Just to give it that extra. Let's see. We only did it on the inside. So see how pretty that is? So pretty. Love it. Okay. Then I'm going to put this on dimensionals. Where did I put my dimensionals? Oh, right here. Oh, I wanted to sponge this with my gorgeous grape just a little bit, and I didn't get it wet again with the ink because it's still got some ink on it. I just want it, because it's white on white, I wanted a little differentiation, if that's even a word, on there. All right, so isn't that pretty on the front? Love it. All right, then I'm going to bring in my other white and my sentiment. And which one did I use? The world is better with you in it, or because of you. And we're going to use the gorgeous grape. Wait till you see my pillow gift that I made. And I'm going to show one more time because some of you might have missed it. My framed piece that I showed last week, but I don't think I told you that in my, if you buy 35 or more, you get a PDF, and one of the PDFs is the directions on how to make that with all the dimensions and pictures and everything. You'll get 16 with your PDF. Plus, you will get the card kit to make this. I'll have everything cut for you, and I'll even do the die cutting for the front where it does in the scoring, so you don't have to worry about that. Because that's what I do for my classes. So that's what I'll do for you. I just can't stamp anything, so you would have to get your own stamps. And if you join my team, you get the PDFs every month for free, which I haven't posted the last few, so I'll get to that. All right, so there's the second one. What do you think? Do you like it? Thank you, Susan. I love this one too because it has purple. I don't use purple quite enough. All right, so let me show you my pillow gift. If I can find where I put it, because I put it somewhere very safe. You know how that goes. All right, where did I put it? Oh, it's on the floor. I didn't put it there. All right, so this uses the same DSP that we used before, the gold ribbon that I colored with the Rococo Rose blend, and inside are some chocolates that have that are wrapped in the same paper. And it says, "You make me smile." Isn't that pretty? And it stands up by itself. So I love that. So let me get to some cards that I made to show you that I said I would using the berry stamp set from Sale-a-Bration. Here's a little gift card with cat hair on it. Isn't that cute? All right. Then we have another little gift card. And look at this one. This one has the berry from the punch that you just run through the machine to get this little, the embossing on there. Just so pretty. All right. And this one. So go ahead, Pat, and get ready while I'm getting ready to show for the drawing. Hey, Lola, thank you for coming. I didn't even see you come in. So glad, because I miss you. And then this one. This is all using the free paper and just the memories and more. So if you bought the berries and more kit, comes with the paper, which is all this paper, plus the berry stamp. I think it does. And does it come with the punch comes with, it's in the big catalog. So if you want the punch, then you can do that. But I fussy cut the raspberries out on this one. Okay, hold on, Pat. Let me show them one more thing and you can tell who won. All right, so here is my thing that I made. Let's see if you can see it. And I'm going to turn off this light so it's not so bright. But I was so happy to see 2020 go. And and I love the donkeys. Those are free also. And it's to see a 2020 with him kicking off the 0, and then hooray for 2021. And like I said, if you get $35 or more, you get the PDF that shows you exactly what to do and the dimensions for everything on here. I miss our class too, Lola, a lot. So go ahead, Pat, and let us know who won. And we'll congratulate them. And you guys can tell me which card that you want. So you can have this one or this one as your one that I'm going to mail you. Susan, yay! Which card do you want? Now, aren't you glad you came? Just let me know which card that you want me to mail you, and I'll get it out tomorrow. And remember, if you place an order, you get all the fixins for these cards and the pillow gift. Thank you guys for coming. And I really can't wait to get the vaccine so that I can have classes again. And hopefully all you will have it soon too. And decide, Kelly, or Susan, you have to figure it out. Figure out which one you want. So I hope you join me again next week. And I appreciate you coming. And I'm going to let you go for now. But stop back by my blog because all the information's on there. It is teddybearstamping.com. And that way, this one, Susan, you want this one? Yes. Okay. And that way you can see all the other products I've done in my online classes. And you can go back on YouTube and see my other online classes because it's all there for you, free as can be. Okay, guys, I will see you next time. Thanks again.